Hey guys, it's Sam, and today I'm going to talk about series that I plan to start in 2022. I recently did a video on series that I plan to finish in 2022, so I'll link that on the screen if you're interested in those. And I can also do a video on series I plan on catching up on, like unfinished series. I don't know how many of those I have, but there's definitely some. So yeah, if you want to know those. I mean, at this point, most of what I read is probably series. So although part of me is like, you're putting a lot on your plate for series, it makes sense. So I don't have a ton here. I only have about 5. There's probably gonna be some other series that might just like pop up. I'm not really talking about series that are like new that I don't yet know about or whatever. Like these are series on my shelf that have probably been out for a little bit, not like brand new, oh, highly anticipated, because those books will all be in like my most anticipated releases for that season video. So I don't want to like double dip too much, but here's some series that have been out. Some of them I think might also be finished that I'm planning on at least starting. The first is a bit of a wild card. I'm really not sure how I'm gonna feel about this, but that is Serpent and Dove by Shelby Marin. This was pretty popular like last year and the year before, I wanna say. The whole series is out now. It's a YA bordering new adult fantasy romance that follows a witch and a witch hunter, and they end up for some reason having to get married, sort of like, you know, an arranged marriage situation, but he doesn't know she's a witch, and so it's sort of like an enemies to lovers, arranged marriage plot, you know, like forced proximity, all of that. I've heard very mixed things about this. I don't know if this is going to be like trash but fun, or like I'm just really gonna hate it. I don't know. I've had people tell me both. Like I've had people be like, no, I think that you're gonna like it for what it is. People that have been like, no, I think you're gonna hate it. So we'll see. I'm gonna give this first book a shot. Then I'm trying to think if I actually talked about this in my series I'm gonna finish this year video. I don't think I did. I think I might have mentioned it in like a, maybe I did. We might be doubling up here. But it still counts for a series I plan to start, and that is the Inheritance Trilogy by N.K. Jemisin. I have not started this yet, but I kind of do plan on starting and finishing it this year because this is a series I kind of want to binge read. Not all back to back, but within a couple of months of each other. This is a whole bind up. The first book is like about this long, so again, this is probably all broken into like books like about this size, which is very doable in a full year. And to be honest, I don't know a ton about this and I don't really care. It's an adult fantasy trilogy written by N.K. Jemisin. It's one of her first works. I think this might have been her debut, the first book in this. And people have told me that the romance in here is Hades Persephone-esque. So I'm on board. I don't really care what it's about. I'm gonna read it. I wanna read N.K. Jemisin's entire backlist. Then we have the Boneshard Daughter by Andrea Stewart. This is the first book in the Drowning Empire. I believe this is also going to be an adult fantasy trilogy. And as you can tell from the title, this magic system is bone shard magic, which you guys know how I feel about like necromancy, soul magic, bone magic, all of that. It's my favorite. And in this, bone shard magic controls like constructs and things. And in this, our main character is the daughter of the emperor, but she is not his heir for whatever reason. Her childhood memories were erased by some kind of mysterious illness, but she needs to reclaim sort of like her memories and her power in order to overthrow her dad. And like, cause it's bone shard magic, like magic comes with a price and all of that. So this seems like kind of grimdark adult fantasy. I think it sounds amazing. The second book is also already out, so I'm very much looking forward to this. I think it's gonna be right up my alley. Then we have 2 series that I have both started before, but DNF'd for now, both books. And so I'm not sure if I'm gonna get to both of these this year as far as starting them, but I would like to. First is the Dandelion Dynasty by Ken Liu. I believe all 3 books are out in this. This is a adult fantasy trilogy. It's called like Silk Punk. So it's set in like a Chinese inspired fantasy world and based on like some Chinese historical events and things, but in a fantasy setting. And I've heard amazing things about this, but just could not get into it when I first read it. I still have the bookmark in here. I got like 140 pages into this, and this was during my reading slump. Both of these I started reading last year. Or did I start reading them in No. This one. No. Yes. It wasn't my reading slump. It might have been a slump that I was kind of feeling in 2020. I don't remember, but it's been a little while since I've read either of these. I don't remember anything about them. But I've heard really great things about this. So I want to retry and see if I can get into it. And I think that I can. I think it was just the timing. The same thing is true of Malice by John Gwynne. This is the first book in the Faithful and the Fallen series. I think this is a 5 or 6 book series. It's, again, an adult fantasy series. All of these, basically adult fantasy. I also got about, man, 187 pages into this one. Again, I don't remember a lot of this. But this is a grimdark fantasy. I couldn't tell you much about it. I know there's like multiple POVs that we're following. Obviously, all those POVs are eventually going to intersect. There's like different political sort of factions and things. And like princes and war bands and all of this stuff. This is another one I don't remember a lot about, but people again talk about like John Gwynne is really good. His new series apparently is really good. That one has dragons, but I want to read this one first. And everyone that I've talked to has said that they think I'll like this. I just was really slumpy when I tried to read this before and couldn't get into it, which is tragic. But again, I don't think I'm gonna get to both this and Dandelion Dynasty this year, but maybe. I've had a really good reading year so far, as you guys have seen from my wrap-ups, so maybe. But that is it for all the series that I currently plan to start that are already released, already out. So comment below, let me know if you have any thoughts about any of these series and if you think I'm going to enjoy them or not, and what are some of the series that you plan on starting in 2022. So thank you all for watching, I'll see you all guys soon. Bye.